In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 8 skills that I wish I had before I moved from Cameroon to the US. This video is a collaboration between myself, Lydia, and Seti, all Cameroonian YouTubers living in different countries. Lydia lives in Germany. She's a nursing student and has been there for a bit. Seti is a mother. She lives in Belgium with her husband and the rest of her family. And one thing that I know about Seti is that she's an amazing baker. By the time you're done watching this video, their videos will be out as well. I'm going to put in the links in the description. Go there, watch, and then let them know that Kamga sent you. They say hindsight is 20/20, right? There are things that I wish that I knew before I came to this country. Like, if I could go back 2.5 years ago, so many things, both from my mindset, my mentality, my expectations, my behavior, my attitude. There's so many things that I wish that I could change. And if you're traveling or you're about to travel, there are many things that you may not know now or that you're taking for granted that are actually very much necessary for your stay in whichever country you are. So in this particular video, I'm talking about the US alone, but I think it applies to many other countries. And if you are in a different country, if you travel, and if any of these points resonate with you, please let me know in the comment section so that I can see if these things cut across, because I think that they apply even within your birth countries. By the way, if this is the first time you're coming to the channel, welcome. If you've been here for a bit, thank you so much for showing up again. My name is Kamga. I am a creative and I make videos around personal development and the pursuit of purpose. So if you like videos like this where we try to make sure that we don't make the same mistakes that we did in the past so they can build up from other people's experiences, and also you want to see things like book reviews and other fun stuff, sometimes rants, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and click notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you'll be able to see it. I was lucky when I moved to the US that I had my wife to be able to show me around and teach me some things. And even then, there were so many things that because I was ignorant about, I never took up really fast. And now that I'm looking back to the past couple of years, I'm like, yeah, clearly there's clearly things that if I was in Cameroon and somebody had made these things clear to me, like, bro, make sure you learn how to do this, make sure you know how to do that because it will be useful, I would have taken it more seriously. I think now that I've lived it and now that I've experienced what happens when you don't know these things, then I'm speaking from experience. I am an old man. Let's jump right straight into the skills. The first one is going to be driving. In the US, if you can't drive and you live in a city that doesn't have like a bus system, you're either going to spend a lot of money on Uber, best case scenario, or the worst case scenario, you're going to inconvenience everybody around you to drive you to school, to drive you to work, to drive you to anywhere you want to go to. I did have my driver's license back in Cameroon. I took the test, but I never ever practiced. If you're Cameroonian and watching this video, you would not just comprehend the need to drive. You can take a taxi to go anywhere. I mean, if you learn how to drive, it's probably because you're just one of those cool kids who wants to show off. Driving allows you to move around. Secondly, it's way cheaper to own your car and drive than to use Uber in the US or Lyft. If you're moving to the US, if you're that privileged, because I know it's not everybody who can do it, and I understand that what I'm saying is like, yeah, you think everybody can travel? No, not everybody can travel whenever they want, but if you are lucky and blessed to be able to have the ability to travel there for school, for whatever it is, learn how to drive. Even if you don't intend to be able to drive or you're going to move to a place where you don't need to drive, driving is a skill that can A, allow you to move around, B, even help you make some money because you could be able to drive Uber or Lyft to have some extra income. That's the first one, driving. I had a hard time learning how to drive, and it was a very frustrating period for my wife trying to teach me how to do that. Hence, don't teach a loved one how to drive. Something that I wish somebody had told me, like, never. Sibling, parent, unless you are a teacher by profession, teaching is such a hard thing. So I wish I knew that. I would not have put us in such weird situations where I was frustrated, she was frustrated, and then ended up being this weird thing. But now I drive and I even got a car accident. Come watch that video here. Number 2 is something that you would need everywhere. But then it's a little bit different when you live in a country like the US where it's simpler to actually find something to do. And then number 2 is job search. So I'm talking about writing a CV, writing a resume, looking for a job, sending your application, doing the interview. So I'm just putting all that into the job search. I think it's a skill. Why? What's a skill? I mean, you can check a dictionary definition. I'm going to put it on the screen here for what a skill is, but it has to do with you actually learning how to do something. And there are many people, even in Cameroon, who don't know how to do this, who need to do this. It's something that anybody who needs to be able to get a job needs to know. The first way to get an income if you cannot build a business is to get a job. It's like, I'm not one of those people who tell you that don't get a job because you want to build a business. I have a job and I love the people that I work with. I wish I didn't have to have a job, but it's not one of those things about my feelings. It's just the way we live, the world we live. You have to pay bills, so you have to get a job.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
I wish somebody had taught me how to be able to do that. I mean, in Cameroon, the way I got my job was usually either word of mouth or somebody recommended me, or I did something and the person who owned the business, liked what I did and basically told me, all right, this is a contract, sign it. If you're going to be traveling, if you're going to be leaving your home country and going to somewhere else, if you're moving to the US, you need to know how to be able to use platforms like ZipRecruiter, Indeed. You should be able to write a CV or a resume that actually lets an employer know that you are the kind of candidate that they want. And that's something that you can learn how to do. There are YouTube courses, there are resources. You can learn how to do these things on the internet. If you can Google, if you can watch this video, then you probably can learn how to do that. So it's not something that I would say I have a course, but maybe I'll make a course on it one day. Number 3, this is something that I feel is underrated. I think many people who move or who travel even from one town to the next underrate this particular skill, which is a human skill. The third skill that I think you should have if you're going to travel to another country is storytelling. Storytelling encompasses public speaking, encompasses networking, encompasses making friends, selling your story. One thing that happened to me when I moved and where I'm working at right now is that most of the people who actually met me for the first time, when they've asked me, where are you from? What are you doing here? Because obviously when I speak, you hear my accent. So I'm from Cameroon. Oh, what is Cameroon like? What do people do in Cameroon? How did you come to the US? And so you have to be able to tell those stories, not just to gain popularity, but because people are genuinely interested in you. And the more they know about your story, the more likely you get connected, you build a relationship. Like I have so many friends now at work because we've talked about things that are not just work, usually not during work times, and we're able to build a relationship. And I see that if I didn't know how to tell my story, I've not practiced, because storytelling is something that people think you're born with or that you just know. You can learn how to tell better stories. I know we all have the innate ability to tell stories depending on the context, but when you're going to move to a different country, you need to be aware that somebody will be asking you questions about where you're coming from, what you're doing, and even going back to number 2 about the job search. During your interview, you need to talk about, let's say, tell us about a time when you were disappointed or that you did a project that didn't work, and how was it? What was your reaction? You have to tell a story. If you don't yet know how to, you need to be at least open to it around you. Like look at the people who are good at telling stories. Figure out from them, like how are they able to keep the audience? What makes them so interesting? How they do the hook? How they do their whatever they do to make people enjoy the story, and pick up those skills. And again, on YouTube, Coursera, all these platforms, you can learn how to tell better stories. I'm constantly learning how to do it because I'm aware of my deficiencies on a very regular basis. And I think that if I had known this, I would have been better off at being able to express myself with the people that don't know. I mean, amidst the anxiety of moving to a new country, among other things, you should be able to tell your story at least. Number 4 is learn an extra language, whatever it is. For example, I'm able to speak English and French. And the advantage that I have of speaking English and French is that A, I could become a tutor if I wanted to, and actually B, right now my job, I get paid a little bit higher because I take calls in both French and English from Canadian customers. If you're able to speak a second language, whether it's German, whatever it is, you will probably be able to find yourself in a position where that language will come in handy. Specifically for the US, if you can speak Spanish, you're good. I know many people, and I mean, Spanish is almost the second unofficial language of this country. So if you're able to speak the language, then you're putting yourself in a pretty dope position. Pick up another language, whatever it is. If you're moving to a new country, knowing another language can open a world of opportunities, meeting different people, having different cultures, and just being like the cool guy in the party who can actually explain what a label is when it's like French wine or something. So yeah, learn a language. It's a cool skill to have when you're traveling to a different country. The 5th skill, this skill is something that I think everybody should have. But then when you move to a new country, it becomes even more relevant. I call it self-education. You need to be able to ask questions. You need to be able to find out information online. One of the big differences that I noticed, and my wife often talks about Cameroon and the US, is that in Cameroon, information is a little bit more closed. To know how to apply for a job, you need to ask somebody who would tell you to pay something before they can give you the information. In the US, you actually basically Google, what is needed for this job, what are the application requirements, what are the kind of experience that they're needing. They just put all the information out there. The paradigm shift when you come to a country where the information is readily available for you to find how to do it. There's a lot more information when it comes to what to do. In fact, there's too much information, so it's easy to get lost. So the ability to be able to sieve through this information, find what you need, apply the information, build on that knowledge, and actually get things done is what I would call self-education. You would need to be able to pick up skills, pick up abilities, pick up the way things work in a new country. So being able to self-educate is something that would last you the rest of your life. Number 6, I put these two together because it just rings better in my mind. Time and money management. People talk about Black man time or African time, where we start a party at 4 p.m. and you tell people to show up, that the party starts at 1 p.m. because it'll take longer to get there. And Some people are very proud to say it's a real thing. Like, yeah, by the way, we don't do that. We start late. This is, you should be ready to know that this is how it happens. And I think in many communities, in Cameroonian communities in the US, it actually does happen. People start things late. I feel like it's just a thing that I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not exactly proud of it. When you work in an American company or any other country that doesn't apply those laws, those societal acceptance of lateness, you need to be able to manage your time very well, because if you have like 2 jobs, or you have a part-time job, or you're working on an hourly basis, or you have to get things done at a particular time, if you don't manage your time well, trust me, I've fallen into this trap multiple times. If you don't manage your time well, you're able to do the things that you want to do. Running YouTube and having a full-time job and doing other things requires you to know when to use what time you have and get the things done the way you want to do them. So being able to manage your time is going to be a valuable skill that, of course, as you know, it's not something that you need to be able to know before you travel, but when you travel, you need now to have good harness of that skill to be able to get things done, whether it's looking for scholarships, applying for jobs, scheduling time to see friends, scheduling time to call family back home. If you don't have a good grasp of your time management, you're going to have a hard time in your new country. And I'm putting money management there because time almost goes with money. The more time you have, usually the less money you have, and the more money you have, the less time you have. When you can manage your money well, knowing when not to take loans, when not to do things that are not supposed to be done to waste your money, you can figure things out. Last but one, cooking. Your body requires nutrition, and your ability to know how to make your own food. I don't like cooking. Like, I can do it, I just don't like to do it. I wish somebody else would do it. And I appreciate when somebody cooks good food. Like, I love my mom's cooking. My mom is an amazing cook. If you see my sister cooking, she learned from my mom. Brilliant. One thing that I found out over the years was that I would get, hangry and frustrated when my wife was not able to cook for me. And it's something that I wish that I'd look back and actually be able to be like, you know what, it's fine. It's cool, I'll cook for myself. Like, in a way, I sort of did it, but then I was still feeling weird about it because it's one of those skills that I know I'm not good at. And so I know that no matter how I try to do it, I don't want to become a chef. I want to be able to cook particular foods that have a particular recipe, but I just don't know how to do them. Now that I'm able to actually cook the food that I want to cook and eat for myself and do intermittent fasting, cooking your food saves money and can be a family activity. Like, the times when my wife is cooking, I'm helping out. It's actually helping us, hang out and chat. People say cooking is for women or men should not cook. I think feeding your body is for everybody. That rhymed. The last one is one that I'm sort of turning my gears on now to really put my life and my direction on it. It's called financial education. That's why I mentioned time and money management. Financial education for me is different because it has to do with things like credit. Like, if you move to the US, you need to know what credit is. Loans, mortgages, investing in the stock market, car payments, rent, home ownership. Financial education is one of those skills that while in Cameroon, many people, you go to college, you get a job. People don't even tell you about how to save money, how to invest in a business. They just say, no, buy a plot. That's how you save money. Invest in Jangi. So there's like things that people say in Cameroon that not that they don't make sense, more like it's very vague and don't prepare you for the future. And when I moved here, I noticed as I've consumed content on YouTube about if you're not able to understand your trajectory, like realize like, how much money am I spending per month? Where do I want to get? What emergency funds do I actually have? When you start asking those questions, first of all, you realize like, whoa, maybe I should actually stop buying all these things I should buy. Like, there's so many. I wish I'd known these things when I moved because my perspective at the time was so different. And I had a lot of issues with my wife because of this, because I did not understand money and I did not understand the way it moved and the future of not preparing for it. And so if you're moving, if you're about to get married, like there's so many things I could share with you about things that I wish I knew before I got married. But make a video about that. In fact, if you want me to make another video about things that I wish I knew before I got married, again, let me know in the comment section. But in this particular case, these are the 8 skills that I think everybody should learn before traveling out of the country. Driving, learn how to move around independently. Job search, learn how to find, apply, write a resume, build your CV, reach out to people to get a job, network and things like that. Learn how to tell your story. Storytelling is an important skill to actually have. Number 4, pick up a second language, 3 or more if you can. It's going to be useful at some point. Number 5, self-educate. Learn to figure out what you need to figure out, whether it's to find an answer to a question, to find a deadline to an application to school or for your documents. Learn to educate yourself. Like, internet access here allows you to be able to get those things done. And I think that even in Cameroon, if you want to know something, for example, people writing the TOEFL test can be able to find out information from the official website. And the last 3, time and money management, cooking, big one, and finally financial education. So those are the 8 skills that I wish I actually got before moving here. And I think that if you know these things, if you master them and you understand them, you'll stay in your new country, and just your ability to adapt and thrive is going to be so much better. Thank you again for taking time to watch this video. I really appreciate taking time to be up to this particular point. And for that, if you've watched up to this point, write in the comment section where you would like to travel. Like, which place would you like to go in this lifetime? It's something I just want to just see. Like, for me, I want to go to Paris. I want to go to Paris eventually when COVID, when regulations and things are figured out. I really, for some reason, I want to be able to ride a helicopter, and I want to be able to go to Paris. Like, I think I've slowly been building my bucket list over time, and I'm just appealed by the country. Don't know why. Maybe it's movies, maybe it's just the name. But yeah, so let me know in the comment section which country you would like to travel to. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. I really appreciate you being here. And go and watch Lydia and Seti. I'm going to put their links down here below. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.